3, 2, 1.
Oh shit, they got one of those vacuum things that roll around on the ground and vacuum. It's the iRobot, and he bugging out right now. He's stuck on the extension cord. Oh shit. On air with Sir. On air with Sir. North Philly. Rocking. I'm here. What's up? I come on Boom 103.9 every Sunday in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. I've been on the radio for years. I also hit the streets every day. I'm always giving out tickets in the streets live. I'm at all the concerts. You know, I'm touching the people. So on a day-to-day, I'm working with about 3 different radio stations and, you know, just spreading love, you know? That's what we do. I love on purpose. I love on purpose through radio. I love on purpose through mentoring. I love on purpose through spreading opportunities and resources and reaching out to people and giving them, you know, that extra step. So loving on purpose. Love on purpose, everyone. Love on purpose. Oh shit. Did I fuck that one up? So I was born and raised in Philadelphia. The earliest memory that I have as a child would be probably North Philly, Broad and Dolphin, with my godfather, my mom. I used to actually work at a salon. I used to like sweep the salon and clean up, and I guess stay out of trouble. Then I moved to West Oak Lane, and I lived there with my mom for a long time, all the way through high school, the whole nine. But I was back and forth with my dad. My mom was stable, so my mom was just in one spot, but my dad was moving around through Philly. And it was cool because I got an opportunity to see all the different parts of Philadelphia that way, right? So my dad lived in South Philly, so 17th and Tasker, 25th and Wharton. We lived at like 4th and Lehigh, and I went to John Welsh, I went to Wagner, I went to Elmwood, Dobbins Randolph. So yeah, man. Moved around a lot with my dad, back and forth with my mom, and then at 12, I bumped into my first mentor. I didn't even know he was a mentor until I was like much older and then understood what a mentor was. But at that age, I bumped into my first mentor, and that's how I started the radio. And I was 12 years old. I was like 12 or 13, and I bumped into this guy in the hallway, and he sat me down, and you know, he was talking to me about just not acting up, because I was wilding, man. I was in school, and I was acting out, you know, and like I was getting bullied real bad too, so it was a lot going on, and anyway, so I met this guy, and he sat me down, and he was just like, listen, you know, for every A you get, I'll give you $75. For every B you get, I'll give you $50. And so forth, so forth, so forth. But at the end, he was like, but listen, man, if you just stay out of trouble, if you don't get in trouble anymore from now to the next time I see you, I'll give you a job talking on the radio. Like, I'll let you work here. And I was like, oh my goodness. And this was major for me because of all the things that I've been through. You know, so it was like, what? Radio station. This is amazing. So anyway, I left, I came back, and yeah, man, I've been talking on the radio ever since. You know, I guess the most amazing thing about the radio is that, like, I used to stutter really, really, really bad when I was a young boy. And, but when the mic came on, it was just like, just turned off. You know, it was like a level of like confidence that was just automatic. It just like popped on. And then I really realized that the stuttering came from like a lack of confidence in a sense. And I was just like, wow, you know, what else comes from a lack of confidence? You know, you ever think about that? Like what are the results of not believing in yourself? You know, no matter if they're physical, no matter if they're mental or like financial or whatever, that can cost you a lot. So anyway, so I was on the radio, and around like 16, I want to say, I had this show called The Young Boy Show. It came on every Saturday morning in Philly. And the show was hilarious. It was me and this other guy named DJ Omega. And me and Omega used to be on there wilding out, man. We had the high schools popping. Like, we had the high schools popping. We was everywhere. And it was crazy because we were like the first two young boys on the radio in Philadelphia. You know, there was no young boys on the radio, you know? So it was the Young Boy Show, and it was every Saturday morning. And that's when I really fell in love with radio, you know? So anyway, kind of fast forward, you know, like when I was 18, I got hired by BET, and that changed my life because it went from radio to TV. You know, it went from, you know, talking, you know, and sitting in your pajamas to actually being seen, and people can see your face now and remember you, you know? And they can see when you sweat. They can see when, you know, they can see when you're nervous. They can see when you know, blink too much or anything. And that was different. And then also too, like, you know, like when I was on radio, it was just about bulletin points. It would just be bullet points, boom, boom, boom. Just say place, time, address. But when you're on TV, you know, you have this teleprompter and you're like moving words and like, you're like, whoa, and you're trying to make it sound like you know? So that shift from radio to TV was crazy. Then I moved to LA and like I did some acting gigs. That was fun. That was probably, you know, today, if somebody asked me like, what was the one moment you felt the most alive? I would have to say it was this moment when I was in LA and I was filming this black horror comedy film. It was called Holla. And like it came on BET for like 10 years straight every Halloween. And my phone used to ring so crazy. All my friends used to call me with all the jokes ever. I mean, every Halloween I knew that my phone, it was about to be roast day. It was like National Roaster Day. And but yeah, so like I did the movie and then I flew back to Philly and then that's when I became like an entrepreneur. And now I'm here. My early inspirations. I was the biggest Mace fan ever, like ever. Like, I know all the Bad Boy dances. I know all the Mace dances. I know all the Mace lyrics. Diddy and Mace, when Bad Boy came out, Man, oh man, oh man. That was some amazing music, man. That was some amazing music. Um, I don't know. I think my inspiration. I had a lot of mentors. I was really lucky. Like I had a lot of different mentors when I was young. I yeah, there was always someone I can call. You know, I didn't realize it then. You know what I mean? Now I do. So I'm always calling my mentors like, did I tell you I love you? Did I tell you I love you today? You know, but I always had someone I can call. I always had somewhere I can go. I always had someone that could give me my, I always had, there was never a time that I didn't have something. I didn't have someone. And so I think for me, I think just all of my mentors were really like where my inspiration came from, you know, and like my family, you know, sometimes we think about our family, and you know, our family's our family. You know, your mom is your mom, your sister, your cousin, your brother is your brother, right? But they teach you a lot. You know, they teach you a lot about life. They teach you about the streets. They teach you about school. They teach you about dating. You know, they teach you about, you know, cooking, and you know, you laugh with them and you have your first pet with them. You know, so you learn a lot of different things from your family. So I would say for me, you know, my inspiration came from family, from mentors. Um, and Yeah, and Mace, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, that's how I learned everything. That's how I learned everything. Bad boy, don't stop. That's right. Love on purpose. Love on purpose is a belief system. Love on purpose is 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 the new is the new lifestyle. It's the new way to go. It is the way out. It is the way to have the best life, to have a God-tastic type of life, right? Um, you know how when you're sitting around and you're questioning the world, how can this happen? You know, uh, why, right? You watch the news and different things like that, and you want to come up with that solution. And everybody says, you know, what is your answer? How would you change the world? And for me, I would teach people to love on purpose. You know, love on purpose. Believe it or not, when something is going down, when you're losing your job, or something's happening with your significant other or a family member, or you're having a bad day, or your health is, you know, not all the way where you want it to be. To love on purpose is hard. It's really hard. It's harder than working out. You know what I mean? And I think that challenge, to me, is interesting. I think that when something is happening and I'm thinking about love on purpose, you know, because once you think a thought enough, it becomes a belief. That's basically what a belief is, right? So so for me, it's a belief now. So it's like, it's automatic. It's like auto-suggestion. It's like somebody says something, I'm automatically thinking with love, you know? And I think that if people like realize that you can't kill negative with negative, you know? It's not like it's not like an eye for an eye type of world, you know? But love conquers all. And love is the highest form of everything, of currency, of energy, of everything. So, and you know, like a lot of religions believe that God is love, you know? So at the end of the day, love on purpose is a way of life. It's a way to live. And um, you you attract your life. You know, what you put out is what you get. So for me, I wanna receive love, so I wanna put the love out. You know, so that's love on purpose. Love on purpose, everyone. My creative hunger. Huh. So when I was growing up, my dad used to do 1,000 jobs. You know, he used to do anything to bring the money home, you know? And I used to go with him, and like he was, you know, like he was a neighborhood handyman. So every neighborhood we lived in, he would know everybody. He would work on everybody's houses and, you know, stores and things like that. And then also when I got into radio, you know, just seeing how many different ways you can get it, you know, between events, between, oh man, endorsements, ads, and, you know, so while I was growing up, I was kind of into everything. And I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know, because you know how sometimes you wonder, like, man, I wonder if I would have just stayed on that track to become a electrician like I was gonna be, you know, where would I be now? Or, you know, if I was gonna, you know, because at first I was gonna be a firefighter. Like that was my dream. My dream was to be a firefighter. You know what I mean? Like, where would I be now? You know, how would my health be? How fit would I be? Or, you know, or how many kids would I have now, you know, if I was a firefighter? Is that messed up? It's like, firefighter, you gotta have like kids and, you know, you gotta look a certain way. It's like stereotype, right? But yeah, so I think my creative hunger also comes from the fact that I know you can be, do, or have anything. Like, it's nothing that you can't do. It's nothing that you can't. The only thing that is between that is you figuring out how to do it, you know, and you putting the work in, and you know, having to sit down and do the research, or, you know, have to, you know, go out and take people out to dinner and, you know, things like that. But to know that there's a way that everything can be done, I just have to figure out how to do it, I think is amazing. And I think just that thought is like, well, what else can I do? You know, so. Yeah, see, now I'm thinking about it, what else can I do? What else can I do? So, I think one of the most amazing things about being multi-talented and being able to do a lot of things at one time and being able to concentrate a good enough amount concentration where it's successful enough to be considered successful enough to be able to do it again, right? I think one of the great things about it is that when you're learning different things, right? Like, let's say you learn how to build websites, and then, like, you know, like for me, right? So like I learn how to build websites, I talk on the radio, you know, I also do like radio coaching, you know, right? So you see how it starts to become other things, right? It starts to branch out. So like just in radio alone, I'm on air, I'm in the streets, do a podcast, I do interviews on the side, I have my own website, I have my own street team, you know, and that's just radio. And then from there, you know, like I have a website company, you know, so I learned how to do everything from domains to hosting, the whole nine. And now I can build websites for people that want to learn radio or people that want to have their own podcast one day. I can also build websites and build radio stations, right? You know, and now they start to like interlink. But the cool thing is that when you have multiple talents, if you can interlink them in a plan with a vision, that's where it becomes powerful. You know, when you have enough experience in multiple areas where you can watch everything and know that you're not getting ripped off. You can watch everything and know who's a professional, who's not a professional, right? Because one of the worst things you could do is hire someone and you don't even know if they know what they're doing or not. You know what I mean? So just knowing a little bit of a lot. It plays a big it plays a major role in the big picture later. The hardest thing though about it is, I think that when you hop from one idea to one idea, in there, sometimes you question yourself, like, is this the right thing to do? Quitting this job, or, stop, stop rapping, or, stop acting, or, stop doing hair, or go back to school for this, or, graduate into that. Those are scary unknowns, And I think the hardest thing about being multi-talented is when you go from one talent to a new talent and you're excited about the talent, but then you start to question, like, are you not being consistent? You know what I mean? And is that causing you to not be successful? And is that causing you to feel like you need to move on to the next thing, right? So are you creating your own reality in that sense, So yeah, I think that mental piece, when that hits when that kind of, hits you and you think about it, you're like, huh. So I think being multi-talented is great when you can put all of your talents together, but I think that it can be rough at times when you're going from new thing to new thing to new thing, and you feel like you're just all over the place and you're not getting nothing done. Because I feel like we feel like that a lot, It's like, yo, we're just always busy doing nothing. I can't stop laughing. This is funny. The first time I ever hit the stage, I was about 13, somewhere between, like 13-ish. And I wanted to be a rapper. I was a rapper. My name was Young Sir. And my first rap, it go like this. The name Sir. I can't do this. Okay, I got it. Here we go. It goes like this. This is my first rap. I wrote this. I was a killer, okay? Okay, here we go. Is this thing on? All right. The name Sir, but you call me Messiah. I put a hole in your chest, the size of a tire. You mad, cause I could be signed. Job not hired. Caution, beware, young sir, spit fire. Caution, beware. A little something. And so anyway, so I swore I was a rapper. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was watching Mace. This is the 90s, whatever. And so anyway, so I meet this guy, and the guy's like, yo, let's make a song together. He puts me in the studio. This is the first time I was ever in the studio. And so we make this song. I can't remember the song, but so it's time to perform. And this was back in the day before MySpace, Facebook, Instagram. Like, this was back in the day when we was outside playing. No one had phones, It was just you and your block or you and your family. Like, this is a long time. This is before the internet was even a thing, before people had computers or cell phones, okay? And so I say all of this to say, like, those type of talent shows in the neighborhood was huge. Like, everybody used to go to those things. And this one was sold out. This was in West Philly, right on 52nd and like Lancaster, like right there, like at this church. And it's in the back, and it's a little talent show for the neighborhood, and it's packed. So it's my turn. I swear I was a star, man. I swear I was a rapper. So I go out on stage, and they're like, next up is Young Sir. And I go out on stage, and I look, and I saw all those people, And the beat came on, and I didn't do anything. I froze. I froze on stage. I did not move a muscle or nothing. I can remember, like, I was just there and I was just like, I was stuck. And it was so bad that they had to come get me off stage. It was so bad. It was so bad. Then my first time on radio was amazing. You know, that was crazy because I thought about it like, yo, what I'm about to say is about to go through this microphone into thousands of cars all over the city, like all these people, and into their ears, they're gonna be listening to me. This is crazy. That was my thoughts, you know, and this is why I'm really into radio, because I sit here and I think about how this is somebody's mind that I'm talking into at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's powerful, you know. And this is where Love on Purpose, you know, comes at, you know. Anyway, so shit, I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, I remember now. So, yeah, first time on radio was amazing. First time on television. So I can't remember my first exact time, but I could tell you about the time where I went to go audition. So I get the phone call, and it's the same mentor from when I was 12. He's like, yo, do you want to work at BET? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, yo, go. So I go up there to audition, and it's a line. It's so long, so many people, so many days. I just knew I wasn't getting this. But it was something that told me I was. So I get the phone call, amazing, right? I go up there, my first show, I'm interviewing Anne Marie and Master P and Little Romeo. This is my first show. I'm talking to celebrities, right, on TV. And this show is called The Center. And I was like, oh my goodness, these are celebrities, and like, this is real, this is national television. Everyone is gonna watch this after school. This is crazy. And I remember being in my dressing room. This is the first time I even knew what a dressing room was, you know, like I have a real legit, this is a real dressing room. There's clothes, sneakers, there's food, there are people here, I'm getting a haircut, you know, I'm getting makeup done. Like, this is a full little production in this little room. And, you know, I had food and tea and water and, you know, all the stuff there or whatever. And I remember they gave me the script, and you know, I'm just reading it. It's like, yo, Young Sir, BET, The Center. And I was like, yo, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I remember when I went to set, so like they normally give you security and they like walk you through the building and stuff. It's a whole bunch of shows, a whole bunch of celebrities, a whole bunch of fans and management. It's just a whole bunch of stuff happening. This was at the CBS building up in New York. So like they walk you to set, and then they walk you through the back, and you walk around the back of the set. So you know, you're looking at the set in the back though, like where all the lights. And it's so crazy because in front of this thing is a whole little world, but behind it it's just like, it's all fake. It's like all mirrors, right? And so I remember like coming out on stage, and there was like all these people that were working there. It was like all these people. And you know, it was sort of like this. It was like I'm by myself, but there's a whole world right here that y'all can't see. And like, you know, there's people there that are looking at my face for makeup. There's people there that's looking at my hair. There's people there that's looking at my wardrobe. There's people there that's just giving me the script, taking the script back. There's people there that's giving me water, taking the water back. There's people there doing lights, cameras, holding cords, following the camera people. And this is my first, I was like, what is this, right? And I just remember, you know, getting on there and, you know, messing up a couple times, and, you know, the teleprompter, I was trying to get the speed of the teleprompter because it was moving so fast, and I was nervous. Oh my goodness, I was so nervous. I've never been this nervous in my life. This was like worse than when I was like, you know, on stage frozen, right? But I was so nervous. But I don't know, there's this thing I think that people get, it's like when you know it's your time and like it's all you. Like nothing can stop you. You're here now. You're on stage. Let's rock out. So that was really amazing. So yeah, those are my first time, being on stage or being on set. My first time being on a movie set was in LA. I can't remember what movie it was because I did a few movies when I got there, like when I first got there. But Holla would definitely be my favorite movie set I ever been on. There's a moment that everything, like, it just feels like everything just stops and you like, yo, I'm really doing this, but you're not there anymore, And I had that type of moment where it was like, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. Yo, my first movie check was $5,000. I didn't know what to do with $5,000. Well, $5,000, and I was there for, how long were we shooting for? I think I might have been on set for like 3 months. A couple hours here and there and things like that. But yeah, my first check was $5,000. And I remember my first check from BET was like, it's like $2,500 back then, But the cool thing about, working on BET was you get all this free stuff, like free clothes for days. I'm talking boxes and boxes and boxes and jewelry and all types of stuff, like just everything free. Everybody wants you to wear their stuff. They sending it to your house in boxes from the factory with the plastic on them, with all, like, it was crazy. So, yeah, those were, like the beginning, days. So, yeah. I remember those days. Favorite movie? Yo, my favorite movie, Speed. Speed. Oh man, Speed was my favorite movie. Now, of course, there are thousands of way better movies than Speed. We obviously know that. But you really fall in love with things once you realize what they are, if that makes sense. And when I was watching movies, I didn't realize like really what a movie was, like really like how much stuff goes into movies and all of that. But when Speed came out, I had a really good understanding of like what it takes to do a movie, you know what I mean? And I think just the appreciation for it made that my favorite movie. I think I could have been watching any movie, and like I think that's the same thing for music, like, when I really discovered what music was, like when I really started to really listen to music, to choose what music I wanted to listen to and to actually have a choice and to press play and to say, oh, I like this, right? It was like when I really first heard music, I heard, Mason Diddy, I heard Bad Boy. And I think just the fact that I recognized what music was in that moment, I happened to be listening to them, that's why I fell in love with it. So I think that, when you really truly realize how amazing the creation is, you fall in love with what's right in front of you, So Speed was that, and it was also like he was a hero and shit. Like I always wanted to be a hero. I mean, I'm pretty much a hero now, but not the type of hero that's like, kicking down doors, setting off bombs, strapping. Who doesn't want to do that? I always wanted to be a hero, back in the day. I would never want to do that on a train now or on a bus now, but Speed was that work, man. What? Oh, Speed was that work. Speed was the best movie ever. Favorite album cover. My favorite album has to be, it's so funny. My favorite album has to be Mace Harlem World, okay? Don't judge me. Mace Harlem World was the best album ever, okay? Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Best album cover. Okay, so I seen an album cover recently where this guy was hugging the world. I don't know whose album cover that was, but it's someone that's out, that's in the mainstream, and he's hugging like the world. He's like a cartoon version of him. He's hugging the world. I thought that was pretty dope. But outside of that, album cover, dang. I feel like No Way Out was a really good album cover. I feel like, I don't know, it's like a lot of people didn't really have good album covers. But I can't really remember though. I haven't seen an album cover in a long time. I would love to do a show with Ellen. I think that would be dope. If me and, that would be awesome. Or just, I mean, to be honest, if I could do a show with all of the talk show hosts, of course, Steve and all that. I mean, that would be dope to me. Who I would want to interview? If the person would agree to a spiritual interview, where I could ask them about their beliefs and the things that they're like really into and why they believe what they believe, of course I would have to interview Michael Jackson. If it was a real honest spiritual interview, about his beliefs. But alive right now, that's a good question. Who do I want to interview? I think the real Rick Ross, right? Ricky Ross, Freeway Rick Ross, right? Yeah, that would be a good interview. That would be a good interview. Like, I've seen his documentary, oh my goodness. Plus he's from Philly, it's that whole thing. Yeah. But the list would be forever, Yeah, I could just run them off the top. But, and all of those are all of those are the cliche, I would want to collab with all these people I don't know. You know what I mean? But who I really want to collab with, and I'm not saying this to be corny, okay? But I really want to have a successful collaboration with my lady. The way she thinks, and like, I don't know, just, I feel like she has the thing that I don't have, And we worked on some things together, before, but it's gonna be that one thing, and it's gonna be super successful. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. I have to tell this story real quick. I was in an Uber once, right? And the lady that was driving the Uber, she was talking about her job. She was talking about how she's a CO and how she works at the prisons. And she was talking about how, in Philadelphia, they were letting tons of people out of prison, and that the prisons are, actually becoming empty, and how, her hours got cut and some things like that, and how she was upset. And I said to her, well, isn't that a good thing that people are, not in jail? And she was like, yeah, but, that was my job. And I was like, but you could work anywhere else, and I think that story is a perfect example of what a lot of people go through. A lot of people work at companies where they know they shouldn't be working. A lot of people do things that they know they shouldn't be doing, that they wouldn't do for free, but they're doing out of fear. It's a fear. It's a fear-based life. They're doing it because they're afraid. They don't know what they're going to do if they don't work there, what they're going to do about money, what are they going to do about the kids, what are they going to do about food, what are they going to do? That's fear. I work here because I'm afraid, you know what I mean? And, you know, so in that story, it was just like, wow, you know, and for her, she was like, I need more people to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, I need more people to be in jail for me to have more hours so I can get more money. And I was like, you know, you need to get a new job. You know what I mean? And so yeah, so I just thought that was important, but a lot of us are in that situation. And I guess that just leaves you to a question where the question is where do I want to be and be doing when I die? Right? Because that's, you know, no matter what you believe in, I feel like at the end is when it really matters. You know what I mean? Like when you know it's over, like what do you really start yelling out? You know what I mean? And I think that that's going to be one of the most powerful moments, you know, is that moment. And that's not to say that you got your whole life to be playing around trying to figure out stuff. But yeah, it's definitely going to take all of us to find a new job. That's what it really comes down to. You know what I mean? We got to stop working at these companies or, you know, these places that have bad energy. Because it's not even people. Earlier, I was talking to someone, and we were talking about how it's not people that need to go to jail. It's not people that need to die. It's energy. Energy needs to die, you know? And so yeah, it's deep. Mentorships, mentors, mentees, huh? A mentor is the most important part of your life, in every part. You have to have a mentor in every area of your life. A mentor for dating, a mentor for money, a mentor for your career, a mentor for your friends, a mentor for family, you know, a mentor for everything, you know? It's so important. A mentor is like time travel. And what I mean by that is they already been through a lot. They already read a lot of books. They already bumped into a lot of walls. They already made a lot of connections. They already took a lot of people out to eat. They already did all of that for you. You know, all you got to do is meet them and just have the vibe, you know, where y'all come together naturally, where it's organic, and they want to help you, and they look forward to helping you, and they can't wait to see you blossom, and you need that. Like, you really, really need that. And but it's time travel. You know, you can meet someone that can put you 20 years ahead like that, just from off of a conversation, off of something they told you, off of something they said, something they read, you know, something, you know, like my mentor the other day that's teaching me about credit. He told me something that just changed the game. Like, it completely changed the game. You know what I mean? And, you know, it saved me thousands of dollars. It saved me, you know, hundreds of hours of class and, you know, all of that. You know, so think of your mentor as time travel. You know, think of, you know, all the different people that lived. They lived for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 years. And they got all this knowledge in their head, even if they don't even know it. You know what I mean? So a mentor is key. You got to get a mentor. Ways to get a mentor, because I know that's going to be a question, right? I'm going to say the best way to get a mentor is just to be you. Go out, be you, go to the places you go. Go to the places that you want to be where you think your mentor is going to be, right? You know, go to where they are. But at the end of the day, be you, and you'll feel a connection. You know, you'll feel like it's kind of like dating, you know. It's just like, you know who want to holler, right? So, but once you get that, then you have to really, really put energy into it. The first time that you hang out, you should probably take them out to eat to a real good restaurant, one that you know they love. You know, you might even want to get their Uber. You might even want to pick them up so they don't even have to drive. You might want to find out, like what area do they want to drive to? You know, what's the closest? What's the most convenient? You know, like this detail, it changes everything. You know, you definitely want to, get a thank you card, get a gift. And know what you're bringing to the situation. Know what you're bringing to the table. It has to be a win-win. And that's not to say like every situation you have to be able to give something, because there's going to be tons of situations where someone just wants to give you love, because that's what it's about, just unconditional love anyway. But it's better when you have something, when you have something to give in the process. So, go out, stand outside of somebody's job. If you know who you want to be your mentor, go stand outside their job, go stand outside their house. It's gonna be creepy the first couple times, but you're gonna be like, yo, I'm serious about working. I'm dead serious, I'm not going nowhere. You might as well just tell me what you want me to do. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be that serious, Like I always tell people, if you're serious about playing football, go down to the stadium. Stand out there for 2 years. Stand out there for 10 years. Keep knocking on doors. You know what I mean? Go get business cards. Go get this. Go get this. Stand out there every day. Just give them your card. Give them your card. There is a book that I was reading, and in the book, he was like, I sent my resume. They said no. So I waited another month. I sent it again. They said no. I waited 2 weeks. I sent it again. They said no. Then I started sending it every day for 2 weeks, and they said no. And then I started sending it every hour, and they told me to come in and work. So it's that. You got to know what you want, and the human mind is so powerful, so strong, that once you tell it to go, it's going to figure it out. Just don't give it doubt. And you give it doubt, then it's like, the computer, it's like Rainbow Wheel. So don't add the doubt. But yeah, that's it. So let me see. In life, you will learn one day that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your relationships. And we spend a lot of time learning how to make beats, or learning how to cook, or learning how to do some type of talent that's external. But we never spend time learning how to rebuild relationships, or what strategies you could use to reconnect. And like I said, the quality of your life is based off of the quality of your relationship. So, if your number one priority is your well-being, and every day you get up and you go to work, and every day, you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out life, you're trying to figure out how to make it the best life ever, or whatever, we're basically talking about the quality of your life. And I truly believe that it's based off of your friendships. It's based off of your relationships that you have in this world. Because it's not about what you know as much as it is about who you know. See, it's who you know, then it's what you know. So, I know the person that can hire me, but if I don't know what they need me to know, so it is both, but it's who you know, then what you know. And you got to remember that, life isn't about just today. It's not about just next week. That person that, you was mean to could end up 10 years from now being the bus driver for your school or like for your kid's school, or can easily be the person that is the lifeguard at the beach where your kids go. Could easily end up, being a person working on your car, and you just never know. You never know, you just never know. And there's been so many times where I've been both situations. I've been the person on this side of the desk like, oh, well, look at who we have here today. And then I've also been the person on the other side of the desk like, oh, man, And that life lesson that, always treat people the way you want to be treated because you never know. That's it. And think about what life is. Life is about relationships. No matter if you're going to work, if you're working with your boss, if you're with your spouse, if you're with your kids, it's about relationships. Everything is about relationships. Everything. There's nothing that's not about relationships. So this is where love on purpose comes in. This is where love, people love love. Well, people love love. They get a kick out of love. Who doesn't love love, right? But when you give someone love, especially, and believe it or not, I think a lot of people, they never receive love. They don't know how to love. They don't even know what love is. So when they get it, it's breathtaking sometimes. So this is why I say love on purpose, But yeah, just remember the quality of your relationships. Just remember the quality of your life is based off of the quality of your relationships. That's real. Perfection. Am I just saying the first thing that comes to my mind?
Yeah.
I know. That wasn't perfect. Perfection. Perfection to me is accepting the idea that you can't be perfect. Doubt. Doubt is the cause of all failures. Voice. Voice is the gift given to you directly from God. Radio is a way that, to me, is the first way that people fell in love with their city. Philadelphia, the place where souls evolve fast. Love. Love is the first language. Purpose. Purpose is what you bring to someone else's life. Relationships are that key component that connects two people. It's how they relate. Sir Anthony Spease is a extension of divine consciousness. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Everything in life comes down to two things: love and fear. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's all it's about. And the only way that you're going to be successful in life or live a healthy and a great life is to choose love first, every time, even when it's the hardest thing to do. So, with that said, if it's something that you can accomplish and adapt and practice, I believe that every other part of your life will fall into place. So love on purpose. I'm out of here. Let's go home. Come on, babe, let's go.